Dzień dobry. My name is Aniela Lasek. I was born in Poland, Nowogródek, in 1930. When war started, my father had to leave home as a policeman to join the army 17th of September 1939. There was 3 children. My brother, 2 years older than me, and my sister, 3 years younger than myself. And my father was remarried just before the war. And so we've been with the new mother, which we didn't actually adjust very well yet. In April, the Russians came to deport us to Russia. Deportation was very similar for everybody. The Russian soldiers walk into the house in the middle of the night, and they've been taking us to the station where the train was waiting. It was a cargo train. It was a train, not a passenger. And they packed us like a cattle, all of us. That carriages, they didn't have a toilet. It was just a hole in the bottom, and we had to all use, men, women, children. Some of the babies died on the road, and when they stopped the train occasionally, they've been throwing the dead people out from the train just on the wherever we stopped, so they wouldn't take any more room anymore. And we've been traveling like that for about up to 3 weeks. In Kazakhstan, they dropped us off in one of the, well, they should have been a village, but it wasn't. It was just a few very, very poor-looking houses. And actually, some of us, they did put to live with the Cossacks families because there wasn't enough empty homes. So my family, my stepmother, her baby, and 3 of us, and everybody had to work. My stepmother, because she had very small baby, so they made her stay in like a school hall and clean the school. But me and my brother, we've been called to plant some little trees, which I didn't realize that they've been trees actually. They've been probably a cotton wool, because in Kazakhstan it was a lot of cotton. After a little while, the stepmother couldn't look after all of us. She gave us to the Russian orphanage in Aktyubinsk. And that was quite far away from where she was staying, where we've been staying. And in the orphanage, because my sister wasn't very well, they sent her to the hospital. And my brother, they said he is big enough to work almost, but they did allow him to little bit to go to school and do the work in completely different town. And I was left alone. At the time I was 10 years old. At one point, somebody came to the orphanage and said to me that you are a Polish child. I said, well, I am. And she said that she's from the Red Cross. And she wants to find Polish children. She told me probably it was an amnesty, but I didn't know what it was all about. And she said, we want to take you away. I said, I'm not going anywhere without my sister. And he said, where is your sister? I said, I don't know right now where she is. So when I found out that she was in a hospital, and when she got better, they sent her to the stepmother. So they said, well, if you can go and get your sister and come back to Akhtubinsk, so we'll take you to the Polish orphanage. I found my sister, and I said to my stepmother that I'm taking my sister because they're going to take me to the Polish orphanage. And when I arrived with my sister, they've been organizing the orphanage, and they took us in. I felt so safe because I knew that somebody at last is taking care of me. And it was very, very emotional. Passing through the Caspian Sea was very, very difficult because there was no washrooms. It was just a transport boat. But nobody did mind. Everybody was happy. Quite a few people died during the travel. But when we arrived to the port of Pahlevi, we've been welcomed. We've been probably about 2 months in Tehran before we found out that they will take us to Africa. So of course all the preparations again. But the local people, since we passed the Caspian Sea, local people been very, very good to us. So we went through India before we reached Africa. So when we reached the port in Africa and we been unloaded, I don't remember whether we went on the buses or some sort of transport to Tengeru, to our camp. When we arrived, well, they've been homes. It was the city of little houses covered with the banana leaves. There was no doors at first and no windows or anything. There was a door, but there was no. It was difficult for the people that been taking care of us. They haven't been at the time completely professional. As a matter of fact, our lady, Pani Grosicka, that was our director of the orphanage. Let's say I had my sister to take care of, but some old girls my age, if they've been alone, but there was some little ones that been alone, so she had to take care of those ones that been little. And somehow we didn't realize that we are children ourselves still that would like to be looked after. But there was no other way. The life became completely organized. Within, I would say, short time. For instance, orphanage, we had to get up there was a signal to get up, and we had a raise of the flag and gymnastic. All of us, all dressed in the shorts and the white blouses. Yes, we started to be provided, very nice clothes. And so afterwards, it was a breakfast time and then go to school. They did make bigger buildings for us, and the professors, they haven't been maybe qualified completely, but whoever could teach us, they all been doing their best.
How long you've been in Africa?
In Africa, 6 years. Mm-hmm. My father, he has been very close with my brother, like his son, because when father found my brother in the orphanage in Russia, my brother was most of the time closer to my father. So my brother was joined Yunaki, cadets. We went to England, and my father was sick when I came first to England. So again, we've been together in England, but we haven't been together because he was in a hospital for quite a long time. And we came and we had to take care of ourselves. But I must say, we ended up really lucky all the time with my sister. And eventually we met with my brother and my father. I came to Canada with children because my husband was already in Canada 2 years before me. He had been employed by the electrical engineering firm, and we had to consider selling the home in England before I'd been able to come here. And at first we lived in Guelph, and later on my husband got a job in Toronto, and I had a job in a hospital in Guelph, but it was too far for my husband to keep on traveling to Toronto, so we did buy the house in Pickering and decided to move over there. Later on, my husband passed away, and in 1984 I remarried Aniela Lasek, and we've been trying to work with the Polish community quite a lot. Eventually we both been retired, so he had more time to do a charity work for the Polish organization. When my husband started to be sick after accident, we decided that it's time that he have to go to a long-term care, because I couldn't cope taking care of everything. And I moved a little later to the Copernicus on the other section, and we stayed together till he passed away. But my daughter particularly, she wasn't able to keep on visiting me in Toronto, especially when I was in hospital a couple of times. So she did find a place very close to her house, and she suggested that I move here, and right now I am in Orleans in a senior's home, and I adjusted also quite well, in spite that it's a French place and mostly French-speaking people, but somehow everybody did welcome me very nicely, and I'm very happy here, and I'm trying to be close to a Polish community, so I got in touch with Polish veterans and Polish alliances. So thank you very much for helping me to feel a little bit that I'm in a Polish society. Thank you.